Playing on a Budget is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, the best Magic the Gathering singles and sealed retailer on the internet, GatheringMagic.com, your #1 source for Magic the Gathering news and content, and RogueDeckBuilder.com, my personal channel filled with innovative and entertaining Magic the Gathering rogue brews. Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com here with this week's episode of Playing on a Budget. This week we're going to stick to the Devotion theme and go back and play a Mono Blue Devotion. Now this is kind of a hybrid deck between the Ensoul Artifact Blue and Master Waves Mono Blue Devotion. And so I'm going to just use a few cards out of each, and this might end up, we might want to be more streamlined and just play one of those type decks. I thought I'd try, I saw this list on a 4-0 finish on Magic the Gathering Online. And I've edited it a little bit. And again, it's just one of those things that I'm really trying to figure out the right numbers here. If we want to go more in the mono blue, or if we want to go the Ensoul Artifact attack on the deck. So we'll try this one out and possibly try out just a more streamlined mono blue devotion list with more Shorecrashers and Thassas and a heavier land count and just that traditional mono blue devotion. But I think that Faerie Miscreant is the card from Origins that really makes this deck interesting. And what I mean by that is it makes Quickling a ton better now. Now if we have two Faerie Miscreants out, Quickling, a Faerie Miscreant is another way for us to draw a card. And with Ornithopter, Quickling's easy to cast. And then it also makes Illusory Angel that much better to cast as well. So you've seen this. I played this in a Playing on a Budget a long time ago. Military Intelligence, Quickling, Illusory Angel, and again, this is just going to be a hybrid of the two. So if I were to make just a regular mono blue devotion, I would probably go a full playset of Shorecrasher Elementals, a full playset of Harbinger of the Tides, and then probably a lot more of these 1-drops with Hypnotic Sirens and maybe the Unblockables with the there's a unblockable Merfolk and an unblockable Salamander instead of these ones right here. So a lot of 1-drops into decent 2-drops, and then into our Shorecrasher Elemental or Thassa, and then a Master of Waves. But this is going to be the hybrid version. So before we go on to the complete deck tech, we'll bring these prices brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com. And this one is going to run us at $95.51. with the most expensive card in here going to be Master of Waves at $4. I think Thassa is going to be the most. Nope, Thassa at $5. Yep, Thassa at $5. And someone is putting Stubborn Denials in here as foils. So we can remove these and put 4. All right, that will actually work right here. So 4 of these. Oh, because there's only 1 left in stock. Okay, so that's why I was trying to get foils. So you can see this deck is incredibly budget. So I think Ensoul Artifact's actually $5. That's going to be our most expensive card in the deck. And it's going to run us, around the $90 to $100 mark for this particular deck. Now, a lot of this is rotating. In fact, this entire deck is basically rotating. So if you're looking for a non-rotation deck, this isn't the one for you. This is going to be an ode to Theros, an ode to kind of the last mono or devotion decks. I want to try them one more time. I think that was the whole highlight of Theros was devotion. So let's go back to the deck tech. We're going to run 20 lands. We're going to run 4 Darksteel Citadels and then 16 islands, 4 Ornithopters, and 4 Springleaf Drums. This gives us 12, 13, 14 ways to Ensoul Artifact, which I think is plenty. We also then have some pseudo card draw through Faerie Miscreants. If we get 2 of them, we can play a Faerie Miscreant and draw a card. We got some cool little combos in this deck. You can Harbinger of Tides. This only gets rid of. Never mind. This only flashbacks your opponents. I was thinking this could return your own creature, but it can't. So we do have Quickling, though, that can return either a Faerie Miscreant or a Harbinger of the Tides. So I really want to see this in action. I want to be able to bounce something and then Quickling back a Harbinger of Tides to bounce something again. I think that'll be very fun. And Ensoul Artifacts in here, so you can see this is a very aggressive curve. Then we have 2 Military Intelligences, 2 Shorecrasher Elementals, 2 Thassa God of the Seas. We don't want too many of these. 1 Hall of Triumph, 1 Bident of Thassa, 2 Illusory Angels, and then 4 Master of Waves. On the sideboard, we have 2 Disdainful Strokes. This will be in here for Languish, mainly. Languish and End Hostilities type cards. Dancer also can take care of Languish. And then 4 Stubborn Denials, which works very well with Illusory Angel. The Silumgar Sorcerer is going to be in here mainly for the Siege Rhino, and then we have a Thopter Spy Network against any sort of extremely grindy match. I'm not quite sold on the Thopter Spy Network. We'll have to wait and see. Encase and Ice will work good against any sort of red aggro or mono green devotion type list. It can also tap down Siege Rhinos or Manus Riders or Stormbreath Dragons. Even Thunderbrick Regents we can tap down with Encase and Ice, so incredibly good card for the sideboard. I think it's a well-rounded sideboard. There's other options you could run. You could run Negates. Negates is quite a good card. You could run another Military Intelligence or Illusory Angel or Thassa God of the Sea in the sideboard. Even a Hall of Triumph wouldn't be bad. So I think that this deck will be pretty well positioned in the metagame. There's a lot of mid-range decks out here, and I think this can really capitalize on it. And doesn't die to the same things that Mono Red dies to. You have this nice little tempo. Languish can't even get rid of an Ensoul Artifact or whatnot. A lot of ways protect your cards with Quickling. If they try to Wild Slash stuff, you can Quickling it back. And I think it's going to be a pretty powerful deck versus Mono Red. So we'll queue this up and see how well it does. This has been Kevin with GatheringMagic.com. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching Playing on a Budget. If you haven't already, please subscribe to Gathering Magic and check out our Playing on a Budget playlist, which contains every episode. Thanks again and hope to see you soon.